Well, hello again. Um, More work. Good work. Oh, before I show you my screen, I need to pull up one more thing. There we go. Yeah, I want to talk about that too. Okay, here we go. Showing screen now. There we go. So I've been working on the conclusions, the trepo conclusions, and I have trepo conclusion name. I don't even know what percentage of the way through, but who cares? It essentially pass in a repository, a node, and a person it needs to be associated with. Repository, that is, let's see, I can just view page source. So right here, so repository, oh, this is a test one. So repository is responses. So that will, my goodness, I am just all flustered. Not flustered. Not working correct. Brain's not quite firing on all cylinders. Okay, normally you'd have a repository like this. It's essentially your trepo, the root of your trepo instance. And then you have the node, the particular ID of the root conclusion. And then you can have a person that it's associated with, such that when you create one, let's say that you just create you give a repository and you give a person, but you don't have an actual node yet because you want to create one. It'll look like this. You'll be able to fill in name stuffs, and then you'll be able to click create, and that will actually create and set the node, and then you can continue editing. And this create will go switch to a save delete functionality. Man, there's no rhyme or reason. I just dived right in. First of all, this is trepo-conclusion-name. We have a name and a full name. Eventually we'll do birth down here, and we'll just use the same outline where we just have these rows. So you'll have a name, name. So in birth, you'll have 2 person or 3 persons, mother, father, child. You'll have a date and a place and other things like that. So, my goodness, not quite working. So what I did here is I created a demo page that I can be looking at. So when you initialize it, this is, let's see, we're viewing the source. See, that one's just the repository set, so it's a create. This one's a repository and the node, so it's an update. This one's invalid. You have to have a repository and a person, or a repository and a node. If you don't have either one of those, it's going to go, actually, I'm not sure if you have to have a person. You don't have to have a person. It just won't update the person. So there's that. Oh my goodness. That is what it is. Whatever. So I did that, worked on that. We're trying to work on styling. I did get this. Whoa, down, doggy. There we go. I did get this scalable. Everything's in M's, so that as you scale up, everything scales appropriately. And it goes all the way down and becomes very, very tiny. And that's all based on the HTML root font size. So what I do is I set the font in the root in trepo-conclusion-name in that host block. I say this thing is 1 rem, so it's based off of the root font size, and then everything else is scaled from there, and that resets things appropriately so they're not nested badly. A lot of other fun things to figure out. I'm using the new Iron Ajax element for this right here. This is actually pulling out of the demo folder. I faked a path and put data there so that this would work. So this is actually making a GET request to load this up. Yeah. So that's that. And then the other thing I did is I messed with or worked on the presentation again for the business. My brain is just fried today. Sorry. So what I came to a conclusion about is this needs to be focused on case studies and what people need, and what developers need and what people need. You know, what is needed was the thought that drove all of this. So the title, the working title I've got now is what people want and what developers need. So people want control over their data, you know, public and private. They want to do disagreements. They want an opportunity to connect with their ancestors in their own way. So everyone has these different sets of needs that not one product can fill all of those needs. And then they want to fit genealogy into their life. They want to do genealogy. They want to act on genealogy based on the way they want to do genealogy. And that is a generational thing. That's a comfortableness with technology. That's a focus thing. They want to interact the way they want to interact. And they want to connect to their ancestors the way they want to connect. What they're looking for is different, and how they go about it. I'm actually going to write that down. And so those are the three things that I'm going to focus on. And then developers, what they need, I'm still narrowing this down, is they need some freedom to innovate, and they need some open source tools to do that with. They need open systems. They need access to the data. They need flexibility. They need something that's extensible. They need something they can build on. They need leverage to be able to do this, and they need interoperability. And so those are kind of the things that I was working on. You know, I was just turning on the BS producer and just working on things. You know, what I want to do is to say we've come such a long way. Say here's where we came from. Here's what we can do now, and it's good. We've gotten to this point, but people still want X. So they want this. They want this. They want this. And then we say, okay, people want that. Developers need this to do what the people want. And I need to tie these more closely in. And then say, hey, we still have a long way to go. Here's what we need to do. We need to blah, 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 blah. You know, let's start this revolution, evolution, who knows what it is. I'm speaking out, whatever. Kind of a raw, open, here we go. And then, you know, a little plug for Trepo. And so that's kind of the gist that I'm thinking of taking for the business conclusion, the business proposal. So I need to go through, now that I've kind of got an outline, I need to write the rough draft, refine the draft, do all those fun things. So, but I've got some time. It's working out well. Yeah. All of this from the what is needed question. That was the question there. Control for the user, opportunities for the developer. Okay. Well, that's it. Yeah, I need to be done. I've gone way too long. So take care. See you tomorrow. Have some fun. Do some good. Drink some water. See ya.